What's going on, guys? William James here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the only two ways there are to make sales online. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, my name is William James. I do videos for affiliate marketers, network marketers, coaches, course creators, anyone trying to start and grow a home-based business. I specialize in teaching free organic Facebook traffic strategies. I have a whole group on Facebook where I teach all the ins and outs of the Facebook algorithm and how to do all this stuff. If you're not already in that group, definitely go join that group. There's literally 6 figures worth of free training in that group alone, guys, not to mention on my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and please subscribe to the channel. So with that said, guys, I want to zero in on this topic today. But before we kind of get to like what the two ways are of making sales, I just wanted to say that in general, I like to give you guys the correct concepts so that you understand like how all this stuff fits together. And I think that's a lot more important than sort of, step-by-step, like how-to instructions where it's like click here, click there. And I think when a lot of people are getting started online, certainly they think that there's like, that's what they're looking for, that all they need is like some, very detailed set of instructions for how to do everything and like where to click and what to say, and then money's going to come. And that's really not how this business works. This is a communication-based business, and it's a leadership business, and it requires a certain amount of creativity on your part, in the sense that you create the business, and there aren't like really specific rules to this thing. I mean, there's a million ways of making money online, and there's because it's all about communicating with other human beings, and there's infinite ways of doing that, right? So there are videos that I've done, and there's plenty of training and stuff out there about step by step how to do certain things. But if you don't understand the fundamentals of like what you're actually trying to do and how this stuff works and the concepts, none of those instructions are going to do you any good. So this video is, maybe a little more conceptual, I guess, although there's, we'll see. So what are the two ways of making sales? The two ways of making sales, first of all, you have to understand that all sales that you make come from your list. And when I say list in this video, for these purposes, when I say list, I'm really talking about any group of people that you have gathered together that you can communicate with. And oftentimes, that'll be across multiple different platforms, but I consider that your list. So your list would be your Facebook friends, if you've got a Facebook group, people who like your group. Maybe if you're running ads and you're using a page, it might be people who like your page. It can be people who are subscribed to your email autoresponder. It can be people who subscribe to your YouTube channel, right? It can be followers on Instagram, right? These are all people who are on your list in one way or another. Yeah, this is maybe a better way to think of it is your ecosystem of, the people who follow you across different platforms. But what you have to understand is that all of the sales that you're going to make in some way come from that list. And there's really two sides to what we do as marketers. And the two sides are list building and marketing. And in other words, there's stuff that you do that involves reaching out to new people and bringing them into your ecosystem, getting them on your friends list, in your group, on your email list, subscribe to your YouTube channel, whatever platforms you're using. Maybe you're using Twitter or TikTok or whatever it is, but we're finding people and we're getting them onto those platforms. And then, but that's only half of it. The other half of it is like, okay, now what do you say to these people, right? So when I'm talking about the two ways of making sales, most of the time, newer people certainly are only doing the sort of one-to-one approach, so the two ways are one-to-one and one-to-many. I guess you could think about it that way, where there's, the first way you're talking to new people one-on-one, and you are, getting them interested in sending them over to look at an offer. That's the first way. The second way is you are creating content that you're putting out in your ecosystem for the people who are in your ecosystem or on your list, right? And the content that you're creating, will be talking about, at least partly, certain offers, so that you're getting people to look at things through your content. So those are kind of the two halves of what we do. And one of the big problems that people have is they don't really understand this, and what they're being told by a lot of the sort of like network marketing gurus out there is basically to just do prospecting, to just go out, and this is the old school way of, you can go out into like a shopping mall and just stop people, right? And just going out, or if it's on Facebook, just messaging people and asking them if they're open to looking at something. And I mean, guys, you can do that. I don't want to ever say that focusing on that side of things doesn't work, because it does work. I mean, there are people in network marketing who've been doing this for 30 years and they make millions of dollars, and literally all they do is buy purchased lead lists and just call people all day, right? I mean, you can do that and make a lot of money. It's just that, it's time consuming and tedious, and there's a lot of rejection. I mean, if you're going to do that, like basically what everybody does who does that is they call people up, and they have pretty much everyone uses the exact same script, which is something like, hey Bob, my name is William James. I'm calling because you had put your info into a form on one of our sites requesting information about starting a home-based business, and I just wanted to follow up and see if you've already found the thing that's perfect for you, or if you're somewhat open to taking a look at something that is simple and would make sense for you, right? And pretty much everybody who does this uses that script, yeah. And basically, people will either respond one of two ways. Either they'll say, they'll hang up on you, or they'll say, no, I'm not interested, or else they will say, well, what is it? Or yeah, okay, I'm open. What is it, right? And if they say they're open, then you say, well, I can send you a link with a video that explains what it is, right? Whatever. So, I mean, there's nothing hard about that. Anyone can do that. It's just that, most of the people that you're going to call are either not going to pick up the phone, or they're just going to hang up, or whatever. Like, there's a lot of, it's a numbers game. You got to run through a lot of numbers before you get somebody who actually takes a look. So people who do this will spend like all day on it, right? And yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And if you've got a good offer to send them, it will work. Now, the same is true of Facebook, right? It's like you can go out on Facebook and just message 100 people a day or something. And, maybe half of them will get back to you. So you have 50 conversations a day. And out of those 50, maybe you get 5 or 10 of them to actually look at something. And out of those 5 or 10, maybe one of them buys it, right? I mean, you can do that. But it's a lot of work. And the problem that most people have is that what they're doing is they're being told to do that. They're being told to just message 100 people a day, right? And most people simply don't have the tolerance for rejection. So what happens is they message 10 people and they don't make any money. And 3 of the people tell them to stop spamming them. And so they get discouraged and they quit. They stop doing it. And then they might, stay in their network marketing company for 3 months and just do nothing. Right? Guys, I get questions from people all the time, and it becomes very clear to me that essentially they're doing nothing. They're not doing anything to contact and communicate with new people. And a lot of the reason for it is because all they've been told to do is to go talk to people, and they just don't have the guts to get rejected over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so what's the fix for this? Well, I mean, there's a couple different things. The first is, if you're doing that first way, that contacting people thing, then there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Now, the last video that I did on YouTube was about the correct way to prospect. If you haven't watched that video, go, click on my channel and go watch that video. It's called The Correct Way to Prospect. Yeah. Guys, there's so much value in the videos that I put out. It's ridiculous. I should be charging for this stuff. So go on my YouTube channel and watch these tutorials. Okay, I promise you that you'll start to understand this stuff. So there's a right way and a wrong way. And obviously, you know, if you have a good prospecting script and you're saying the right kinds of stuff, which I talk about in that video, you can just do that and it will work, right? But you have to understand that if you're not doing the other half of it, if you're not doing the content creation half of things, it's going to be, you know, a lot more difficult to do the prospecting stuff. And I think for a lot of people, that the penny has not dropped there, and they're going out and they're contacting people, and you know, like I've got an offer that I have, and I make, you know, usually 1 or 2 sales a day off of this, doing very little work. And then a lot of these people will get in it and they'll start trying to do it, and they'll go, well, it's not working for me. Why isn't it working? And, you know, there's a few reasons why it's not working, but the main thing is that for me, when I'm reaching out to people, or when I'm posting about this, whatever, you know, the offer, there's a lot of people that, the people that are seeing my content, whether it's a message or a post or a Facebook story or whatever, are people who know, like, and trust me. Whereas if you're going out and you're only marketing to people who don't know you, it's going to be a lot more difficult, right? So when I say all of your sales are going to come from your list, you know, most of your sales are going to come from your list. They're going to be coming from people who already know who you are, okay? It's very difficult to only, you know, prospect people who don't know you. And it's going to start to feel like this doesn't work, but it does work. It's just that you're only doing half of the picture. Right? So if you're only going out and messaging strangers, and you know, you notice that it takes you have to talk to 100 people before you get a sale. It's like, yeah, because they're strangers. They don't know you. So it's not that messaging people doesn't work. It does work. If you want it to be more efficient, you need to also be doing the ecosystem building stuff at the same time, you see? And eventually you can get to the point where you don't really need to pitch people in Messenger. You can just kind of build your ecosystem and post content. And when there's enough people in that ecosystem, people will buy it, right? You'll start getting regular sales just from your content. To be honest, most of my sales come from my content. They come from YouTube videos and my group and my email list and whatever, right? Most of the people that buy, you know, any offer that I have are not people that I've like talked to about it. They're just seeing my stuff and they're buying it because, you know, the offer is good. Right. So, but you still have to be contacting people, obviously. It's just for me, most of what I'm doing is with my contacting is I'm just getting people into my ecosystem, right? And you can automate that, right? At some point you can buy ads, basically, right? And if you have a good enough ecosystem, if you've got a YouTube channel built out in a group, and if, you know, like if you're creating content, then running paid ads starts to become more feasible, right? Because there's stuff that you can actually get these people into. Whereas the mistake that a lot of people make is they just start buying tons of like solo ad clicks, and they don't have any kind of online presence or anything. They're just putting people onto like an email list, and there's no content that they can send these people. And so the people never open their emails because they don't know who this person is, right? If you're going to do paid ads, you have to have like a lot of content, a lot of value, and a lot of different places where you can get these leads. In other words, not just putting people onto an email list, but can you get them into your Facebook, get onto your YouTube channel and onto your group, and it just increases the amount of exposure that the person is going to have to you. But the main thing here is you have to be creating content for the person to be exposed to. Now, I get it that for new people, that whole side of things is like really confusing because it's more complex than just go out and message people, right? I mean, you've got to build this stuff. You got to know something. You got to be able to create content that's valuable and interesting to people. There's a certain amount of technical stuff that you have to know how to do, like setting up email autoresponders and capture pages and, all that kind of like online marketing stuff. But guys, if you're serious about wanting to do this, like you got to learn it. I mean, it's just kind of irresponsible to be, to look at that stuff and go, oh, it looks too complicated, so I'm not going to do it. It's like, go learn it. It's not hard. This stuff is not complicated. I mean, compared to like any other way of making money, in the world, like if you want to make decent money, you've got to, you're probably gonna have to like go to college and spend 4 years and, $200,000 or something on a college degree, and then you might get a job that pays you $50,000 a year or something. It's like you're gonna have to spend 4 years learning stuff. Guys, with this, it's like you can learn how to do these things in like 2 days. I mean, it's just not hard. But a lot of you are putting the brakes on yourself. You're going, well, you're making excuses. You're going, well, I don't know how to do this. It's like, go learn. You don't know how to use Aweber GetResponse? You don't know how to send an email? Like, go figure that out, guys. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of like tutorials about like how do you send an email and GetResponse, because that stuff is out there, right? It's your responsibility to go figure that kind of thing out. How do you create a capture page? Go learn that. There's 100 million YouTube tutorials about that. It's not difficult. Yeah. It's just the problem is psychological with this stuff, is that people just put the brakes on, they tell themselves a million excuses why they can't do it, and they don't do anything. And they have all this insecurity about like, oh, but I can't put myself on video because, I don't know anything, or my hair is too long, my hair is too short, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm, whatever. They have all these like insecurities about stuff that doesn't matter. I don't know what to say. It's like, guys, go learn how to do this stuff. Educate yourself a little bit about some basic concepts and go create content teaching other people. Yeah, it's not that difficult. Do you have to have results? No, you don't have to have results. In terms of money, I did another video where I talk about this too. And sorry if I'm rambling here, but I did another video where I talk about what kind of content can you create if you don't have any results? And the solution is learn something that you can actually get results with, like Facebook engagement. Guys, the way that I broke into this industry was before I ever had any type of sales coming in. I figured out how to get a lot of engagement on my posts. And I'm getting 300, 400 likes on posts. And then I can turn around and go, hey, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to get 300 likes on posts. And all of a sudden, I've got people giving me their email leads and watching trainings that I'm doing. I'm doing videos and showing people what to do and what, right? Now I have their attention. And they're getting value from me. They're learning something. Did I make a single sale yet? No. Right? Doesn't matter, because they're there to learn how to get high engagement on their posts. Right? So then all I have to do is say, oh, by the way, there's this thing that you can buy that'll help you with this, right? And people started buying it. It's like whatever it was. I mean, there's the friend automation tool that I sell on Facebook that helps you build an audience fast. I think that might have been the first thing that I started making sales with, actually. Then I had a course that was about more on Facebook marketing. It was a $97 course. And at first that wasn't my course. And then I created my own course, right? But the point is, once you get people's attention and you're giving them some kind of value, you can then direct their attention to and offer a product, something that's going to help them, and they will buy it if you've given them value. If they don't know who you are, it's going to be much more difficult. So learn something, just one thing. It can be Facebook engagement. It can be something else. I don't know. Doesn't have to be results in terms of income, but learn how to do something that other people want to do and then go teach them. Start making videos, start making at least writing emails and, make a PDF or something, make an ebook. I don't know. Put some work in. So then you can start doing this one-to-many type of sales, which is the second way, right? First way is just talking to people. Second way is one-to-many, where you're creating content and you say, oh, by the way, there's this product that can help you. And you just mention it. And if the person's interested, they'll click on it, they'll look at it, they'll buy it. That's where most of my sales come from, guys. If you ever notice that on these YouTube videos, there's links underneath the videos to different stuff. Yeah. And usually in a video, I'm going to say, go check out the links. That's like the extent of my sales pitch. It's like, if you want to make money, there's a couple of really easy opportunities and products that you can use that are going to help you. There's links to them under the video. People are curious. They go down there, they look at them. The products are good, the offers are good, so they buy them, right? It's super easy. The difference is I'm creating a video that they want to watch to get their attention. Yeah. This is an attention-getting business. It's not a sales business, right? Hope that makes sense, guys. So if you're interested in the prospecting side of stuff, go watch my other YouTube video about the correct way to prospect on my channel. If you're interested in the ecosystem building stuff, how do you create value? How do you, all that kind of stuff. There's a video I did about how to break into the industry that'll help you. There's probably a couple other videos that I've done about value creation and audience building and that kind of stuff. So go watch those videos, but I hope this made sense, guys. Hope this was, made an impression. I hope you guys kind of got it. Something clicked. If so, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to check out the offers that I'm using right now that are generating me, $100 to $200 a day, plus adding people to a lifetime legacy business that is going to change the world, where every single person succeeds regardless of their ability and regardless of what they do. Check out the links below this video. All right, guys. With that said, have an awesome day and we'll talk soon. Bye.